today we're going to talk about different kinds of magic that are best suited to each astrological or zodiac sign, as well as associated planets. Now, this isn't hard and fast, of course. This is mostly for entertainment, but it's also worth bearing in mind that anyone can work with any astrological energy. You're not just limited by your sun, moon, rising, and whatever else is in your chart. Everybody has every astrological sign in their chart because of the 12 houses. So, depending on which house is for each zodiac sign in your chart, then you can also use that. You can also use current transits. So, any placements that are going on right now, you can use those as well. I'm also going to be giving predictions using this tiny deck for how your spell work will go on Halloween. If you are doing any spell work on Halloween, it's going to be a full moon, so it's a good time to bring things into your life. Let me know if you would like to see more divination specifically for spell work, and how you'd like to see that, like if you would like moon cycle readings as well, that will tell you more about how any spell work you might be planning might go. So we're going to start with the sign of Aries. Aries. And of course, the planet Mars is aligned with Aries. Aries is ideally suited for candle magic. The spells are easy and quick, but they do require patience and focus. It caters to Aries' fiery nature. So, positive attributes of the sign of Aries include initiative, ambition, impulse, pioneering spirit, self-esteem, and leadership. And some of the negative traits are self-willed, brusque, overbearing, impatient, and domineering. And if you are planning any Aries-related spell work or any candle magic, regardless of sign, for Halloween, let's find out more about that. It's a little difficult to shuffle these cards, so I'll pull 3 cards from the deck. That's 2. Pull 1 more. I'm not really looking at them. All right. So, the cards I have are the Magician, the Empress, and Adjustment card, which is the Justice card. There's going to be a balancing between your creative force self and your divine nurturer. So it's possible that you're very good at manifesting things, but perhaps this full moon cycle, you are planning some kind of spell work that is actually for somebody else And it might be for somebody for whom you have taken a custodial role, like a parent, or it could be somebody that you feel very maternal towards. Maybe you're the mom friend and you're doing a spell for somebody else. All right. So next we have the sign of Taurus. Taurus, 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 Taurus. Venus is in Taurus. Venus and Taurus are linked. Taurians are good at herbal magic. Taurus is a very nurturing earth sign, and that strengthens their relationship to plants and by extension nature, animals. So possibly also very good at working with familiars. And Taurians are also very good healers. Their positive traits are endurance, comfort, security, determination. They're very thorough and they're very solid. Some of their negative traits can be that they're obstinate, jealous, stubborn, hoard possessions, or hold on to emotional injury. Taurus. Let's see what you will be getting into on Halloween. So this reading is for Taurus, but it's also a reading for any kind of herbal magic, potions that might be that you might be making on Halloween. So if you're not a Taurus, and this is also for familiar magic. So if you are planning any work with a familiar or to get a familiar, or harvesting herbs. Harvesting herbs is herbal magic as well. All right, let's see what we have here. Wow, very transformative. So we have Eon, which is like the Judgment card. We have the Sun card, and we also have the Death card. Eon and the Death card are definitely about some kind of transformation taking place. And because the Sun card is there as well, I take it to be a very positive transformation for the better. Something very transformative will be occurring for you this Halloween. And remember, that's for Taurus, but it's also for anyone who's doing any herbal magic or work with familiars. So next, we're going to be looking at the sign of Gemini, which rules the planet Mercury, or vice versa, I guess you could say. Gemini is very good at petitions and incantations. Because of a penchant for communication, Gemini are excellent at composing spells. Their positive traits are they're logical, adaptable, intellectual, dual, verbal, versatile, agile, curious. But negative traits can be restlessness, childishness, changeability, inconstancy, superficiality, nervousness, unreliable, and cunning. All right, Gemini, so we're going to find out, this is not just for Gemini, but also for anyone who's doing any kind of petitions or incantation, word-related spell work. Invocations could also fall into this category. but I'm not really covering that here because that's between you and the entity that you're invoking. So that's for you to determine. But this is for Gemini and also for petitions and incantations. So let's see what might be in store for you, how your spell work might go. All right, so we have the Fool, Eon, and the Chariot. The Chariot is victory, so I think your spell work is going to go very well, as far as the outcome is concerned. The Fool card, it's possible that this is a kind of working that you haven't done before, that you don't have a lot of experience with, or there's something about it that you, it's kind of uncharted territory for you. And of course, then the Eon card being paired with that is like a trial by fire. So this is going to be something that you're kind of just thrown into, and you will either sink or swim. And I see you swimming very well. And that would be the Chariot card with that positive outcome. Next, we are going to look at the sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is very linked to the moon, and the moon is commonly used in spell work. So I have put here that lunar magic is very good for Cancerian energy. Cancer's strong ties to the moon make working with its energies very natural to natives of this sign. But, of course, anyone can work with any astrological planetary energy. So keep that in mind as well. Positives of the sign of Cancer is that they are home-loving, frugal, sympathetic, receptive, tenacious, and retentive. Negative traits of the sign of Cancer is they can be contrary, clannish, timid, lazy, emotional, or overprotective. I don't know about lazy. Laziness is a very loaded kind of a word. To me, a lot of times when people are lazy, they're actually paralyzed into inaction by some kind of block. And often for Cancer, that's an emotional block that keeps them from doing things that they either need or want to be doing. Let's look at the lunar magic, because I think a lot of us, Cancer or otherwise, are possibly planning some kind of work for this Halloween new moon. So this is for Cancers, but it's also for any lunar magic you might be doing during the full moon on Halloween. All right. These cards, we have, interesting. So, we have the Sun and the Moon card coming out, and we have death between them. So, if you are a solar sign like a Leo, or even possibly a fire sign. There could be something really transformational occurring for you around Halloween. It could be that this lunar magic brings a transformation into your life that changes it for the better as well. So, I in particular am starting to look into the Egyptian Book of Gates from the Book of Going Forth by Day. And so part of that is like pathworking, and it's like a very transformative thing to do. And it's all about your journey through the underworld. So if you're doing any kind of underworld pathworking, regardless of your, regardless of the heritage of that working, whatever magical system it is, that could also be kind of tied in with this. But we'll talk about pathworking again shortly as well. That would only be underworld pathworking. So next we're going to talk about Leo, which is tied to the sun, which isn't a planet, it's a star. It's the sun. But it's considered a planet for the purposes of planetary magic. And for the zodiac sign of Leo, I put sigils. Sigils and chaos magic come naturally to the creatively driven sign of Leo. Their confidence also makes a positive outcome using chaos magic, and sigils much more likely. Positive traits of the sign of Leo include that they are generous, helpful, leadership, loyal, noble, expressive, affirmative, sunny, and they're good at acting. But negative traits can be vanity, being proud, loud, arrogant, kind of a show-off, cruel, snobbish, and condescending. So let's look at the sign of Leo, how your magic might go on Halloween, and also how your magic might go on Halloween if you are using chaos magic or sigil magic. Okay, so these cards and this card, yeah. Oh, all right, so this is an interesting spread. We have the Emperor, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Chariot. Now, the Emperor is all about order and authority. So this might be something where you are leading a type of spell work with a group of others. I have the Chariot here, which is a good outcome, of course. And the Priestess is all about things that are hidden. It can also be about knowledge. It can be about hidden knowledge. So it's possible that you have a great amount of authority because of your hidden knowledge. It's interesting that we didn't get the Hierophant card coming out, But the High Priestess card does bring in undertones of lunar energy. So that definitely ties it in specifically to the full moon on Halloween. Overall, an excellent harbinger of success. It could just be a type of magic about which you have a lot of knowledge and authority as well. All right. Moving on, we're going to talk about the zodiac sign of Virgo. And just a side note that zodiac is so called because of the animals of the zodiac. It's a reference. It's similar to our word zoo, zoological, things like that. So it's a Greek base word. Virgo. Tied also to the sign of Mercury, much like Gemini. For Virgo, I have Geomancy and Gematria. So Virgos are very analytically minded, but still very much in touch with the energies of the earth. The meditative yet structured nature of both of these disciplines makes them ideal for Virgo. And positive attributes of the sign of Virgo are they're methodical, orderly, service-oriented, analytical, discriminative, pure, healthy, clean, and ethical. Negative traits of the sign of Virgo are they have an inferiority complex, they can be narrow-minded, smug, critical, and germophobic, fearing disease. So, it's important to note that both geomancy and gematria, while they can be used in a divinatory sense, they can also both be used for spell work. So if you're doing anything related to those disciplines, or if you are of the sign of Virgo and you are doing spell work on Halloween, this will be your reading. Yeah, that looks right. I have been getting the death card coming out quite a bit, but I have been shuffling really well. And I think that because of the nature of Halloween, the death card probably is going to come out quite a bit. Also because the death card is ruled by the sign of Scorpio, and it will be a Scorpio birthday on Halloween. But right now we're talking about Virgo. We're also talking about the disciplines of geomancy and gematria. Not that they're necessarily tied to each other, just that I thought they would both fit in with the sign of Virgo. We have the cards of death, adjustment or justice, and the Lover's card. So I think you have a choice. It's either that you have a choice or that you could be doing love magic on Halloween. It's a good time to bring something into your life. So if you're bringing love into your life, that would be good. Adjustment is about balance. So restoring balance in some way in your life, either by making this choice or bringing love into your life. And that also bringing in a change for you. So, those are all interesting things to consider. Next, we're going to be talking about the sign of Libra. Libra also governs the planet of Venus, or is governed by the planet of Venus. And for Libra, I put scrying and crystal grids, and also the Psalms. Crystal energy is all about balance, while scrying requires an analytical yet communicative mind and being able to discern sources of information. Psalms appeal to a sense of righteousness, and Libra's favoring justice. So, positive traits of the sign of Libra are hopeful, justice, courteous, social, fair, balance, harmony, partnership, and being agreeable. Negative traits can be that they're indecisive, suave, tend towards secrecy, dislike opposition, seek status, lazy, need approval, and can be easily influenced by their peers. And again, this word lazy, I think, comes up a lot. But as I mentioned for the sign of Cancer, I think sometimes people are not being lazy for the sake of laziness. They're being lazy because there are things that are paralyzing them. And in the case of Libra, if you have too many options open to you, sometimes you can be paralyzed into inaction. And because they are balancing all of these different ideas, it can be paralyzing. So I don't think lazy as much as feeling the need to overanalyze. Let's look at what this Halloween full moon could bring for Libra, or could bring for anybody using the Psalms or scrying or crystal grids on Halloween. To try to pick the cards carefully. That's one card. Maybe these two together? Yeah, okay. Interesting. All right, so for Libra, and also for anyone using crystal grids or scrying in the Psalms, I have the Tower, the Devil, and the Emperor. So, you may want to reconsider anything that you had planned. And I say that because we have the Emperor coming out. And to me, in this particular situation with the Devil and the Tower, I think that there's some kind of hubris going on that could lead you to a downfall. So, whatever it is that you have planned, I'm not saying not to do it, but just really consider what the ramifications could be for what you have planned. And really look into it, research it super carefully, because I do see the potential for a downfall, and it is a downfall based on hubris. Next, we're looking at the sign of Scorpio. There we go, that's fine. Scorpio rules the planet Pluto, and vice versa. And of course, for Scorpio, I have sex magic and necromancy. So Scorpio's distinctively erotic nature makes sex magic ideal. Necromancy isn't exactly in the same category, but is very adjacent to sex magic, and the ruling planet Pluto reinforces that link between death and sex. Positive attributes of Scorpio include they are passionate, intense, they can be reformers, very strong, persistent, and able to bring out of the depths that which is hidden, and good at healing. And then some of the negative traits of Scorpio are they can be power hungry, ruthless, manipulative, opinionated, jealous, vengeful, secretive, and obsessive. And I'm sure that out there, some Scorpio has a Halloween birthday. So, to you and only you, I say good morning. I'm just kidding. Good morning to everyone. All right, let's look at if you are going to be doing any sex magic or necromancy, or if you are a Scorpio and you're just going to be doing some kind of run-of-the-mill magic on Halloween, what you can expect your outcome to be. All right, I think I've shuffled these cards pretty well. This one, and I do have the cards. I am looking at the face down cards. I'm not just picking the tarot cards I want, I promise. And this one. All right. So what do we have here? Oh, this is really good. Okay, so we've got a lot of very positive energy and a lot of very feminine energy. I have the Empress, the Priestess, and the Sun. So the Empress is a nurturing energy, but it's also a divine creative force. So that's good. And the Priestess, of course, being about hidden knowledge, like we were talking about Scorpio having the ability to bring out of the depths that which is hidden. And everybody's going to kind of be dealing with the Scorpio energy because that is going to be the solar energy during this full moon. What else is going on here? Yeah, so that being why the Sun card showed up in addition to why the spell is going to be effective, or why your working is going to be effective. All right, so next, let's talk about Sagittarius and the planet of Jupiter also. So I put Pathworking as ideal for Sagittarius because they can tap into the higher planes of consciousness, which makes Pathworking a great pursuit for them. Positive attributes of Sagittarius include optimism, they're socially generous, they're wise, just, happy, outgoing, they're good salesmen, intelligent, they are very free, adventurous, sporty, and athletic. Negative traits of the sign of Scorpio, they're fanatical, can be rebellious, gamblers, can be restless, loud, scattered, overly optimistic, or can show poor judgment. Let's find out if you are a Sagittarius or if you're going to do any pathworking, or that could also extend to work on the astral plane. If you're going to be doing any work on the astral plane, have it be under Sagittarius as well. All right. This card. And these two cards. Yeah. So, for Sagittarius, oh, interesting. Yeah, this really goes along with pathworking. I have the Sun card, the Adjustment or Justice card, and also the Hermit card. So it could be that you are bringing balance into your life by doing pathworking or astral work. The Sun sign says that it will be very successful. And of course, the Hermit card is very much about introspection and dealing with those higher states of consciousness. All right. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is the sign of Capricorn and the planet Saturn. So for Capricorn, I put ceremonial ritual. Ceremonial magic is strictly business, appealing to Capricorn's career-minded nature. Positive attributes of Capricorn is they are patient, ambitious, cautious. They have an untiring effort. They seek position. They're perfectionists, and they're very businesslike. Negative traits, they can be pessimistic, authoritative, image conscious, lonely, defensive, and they can be kind of manipulative and use others. So let's look at Capricorn and ceremonial magic. Now, if you're a ceremonial magician, you probably don't need me to tell you how your working is going to turn out. But this is a fun little video that was based on a few viewer ideas that I kind of put together for Halloween. I thought it would be fun. So go grab a bag of candy corn and calm down. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm certainly not trying to tell you your business. But if you're a Capricorn who's just here for fun, then this is definitely a reading for you. And I'm just kidding. People who do ceremonial magic have a sense of humor too. It's not that big of a deal. This one. And yeah, this one. Oh, this one really wants to come out. Yeah, that one. Okay. So what do we have here? Oh, neat. Yeah. So the Wheel of Fortune came out, the Magician came out, and the Priestess came out. Because of course, if we're talking about ceremonial magic, and I pulled any other cards, it would have to be the Hermit. Fortune, of course, it's going to be a good outcome, and it'll be an adventure along the way. The Magician and the Priestess, that's about manifestation, but it's also about hidden secrets being revealed. And the Magician, while the Empress is kind of like a passive creative force, the Magician is a very active creative force. So that is your outcome for your Halloween magical working for Capricorn and ceremonial ritual. Next, let's talk about Aquarius. Aquarius. And the planet Uranus. So for Aquarius, I have astrology and planetary magic. Aquarians take a very global approach to life and are adept at working with others' personalities, making astrology and planetary magic a great fit. Positive attributes of the sign of Aquarius include their inventive, unique, group-oriented, original, modern, friendly, and geniuses. Negative attributes of the sign of Aquarius include that they're a nonconformist, which that's subjective, antisocial, fanatic, eccentric, erratic, impractical, and rebellious. So they basically took all the good traits and then they were like, but these are also bad traits. This is a type of magic that if you're performing it on Halloween, you probably know exactly what you're doing and exactly how it's going to turn out. But again, this will just be for fun. So this is for Aquarius, but it's also for anybody who is doing astrological or planetary magic on Halloween. Shuffling these little tiny cards. I have a flat surface here that I'm able to do that on, so I apologize for you not being able to see it, but I will show you soon enough. Don't worry. All right, so this card and these two cards. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So there's definitely a choice going on. We have the Eon card, which is also Judgment. We have the Lover's card, and we have the Hanged Man. So it could be about love magic. But the Hanged Man can also be about sacrifice, and it can also be about the sacrifice of waiting. So it could be waiting for a love relationship to come around. And then Eon being the Judgment card is very much about this kind of finality to it. So once this thing happens, once this choice is made, once the ball is rolling, then you will be set on that path. So just keep that in mind. That's very exciting, Aquarius. Nobody else's readings have been that exciting. It's a lot going on for 3 cards. All right, and now, always saving the best for last, let's talk about Pisces. So Neptune falls into the realm of Pisces. And for Pisces, I put cleansing and purification. Pisces can also be excellent healers and work well at clearing energy and using the purifying fluidity of their mutable water nature to elevate the energy of a person or space. Positive attributes: they can be patient, devoted, compassionate, benevolent, idealistic, self-sacrificing, gentle, and spiritual. And then negative attributes: they can suffer from avoidance issues, have unrealistic expectations, have a tendency toward escapism, consider themselves victimized, or they can be overly vague. All right. So if you're a Pisces, or if you are going to be doing any cleansing or purification work on Halloween, how will it go? These 3 cards for sure. Final answer. Oh, yeah, good. Okay. So, we have the Fool, the Hierophant, and the Star. The Fool says that this might be something that you are trying new that you haven't done yet before. The Hierophant talks about your higher spiritual self and the power that you have, and also your ability to follow the spiritual rules that will help you have success in this matter. And then the Star being achieving your highest hopes and goals. So I think that's a very good reading for Pisces and for anyone who's doing cleansing and purification work. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you had a good time. I hope you all will be safe this Halloween, and make good choices. There's another YouTuber out there who says something like that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And I've started the countdown to my 1,000 subscriber 3 reading giveaway. I'll be giving away 3 readings, either tarot or crystal scrying, depending on what you choose. So look down in the description box, because I have a Google Doc form that you can fill out. That way you're not putting your email address in the comments below. Thank you so much again, and I hope to see you again very, very soon.